What's up, guys? It's Car Dad Bill. This week we have a 2022 Dodge Durango RT. Let's go for a ride. What's up, guys? So first impressions of the RT, couple things. First off, the motor. I mean, every time you jump on it, it has a nice throaty with the shift point. I mean, it's nice. And what are you looking for when you have an RT Durango, right? You're looking for performance of a big SUV. 7-passenger, 6-passenger, in this case, SUV. I mean, you're looking for tight turns, exhaust, and you're getting that. Let's go for the full review. All right, guys, standing outside with the Dodge Durango RT, and look, I mean, where do we even start with this thing, right? It's dope. It's got a great stance. It's got the athletic stance of a performance SUV like it should. Big brakes up front. Big Brembo brakes up front. Vented discs. Got the Hemi logo on the side here. I mean, look at that paint job, too. That is a slick gray paint job. Aggressive front end. Aggressive grille. LEDs, all those LED lights, turn signals, and the daytime running lights. And then look at how the wheels set off. That's how you know it's serious. Look at those wheels, how they sit right on the edge. No sunroof up top, because we don't need no sunroof in a performance SUV like this. It's got great styling, subtle cues that it's an RT. The 4 down the bottom let you know that you got all that traction. And then when you look at cars like this, look down there. Look how that sits. Look at that stance you get. And then, of course, let's do it one more time before we get inside. Listen to that thing. Let's look inside. All right, guys, sitting inside the Durango RT, I moved over so we can get a little bit better view of the dash and how everything is just kind of set up here for us. It's definitely a driver-centric. Everything's tilted this direction, tilted this way down here. But it definitely feels like a performance vehicle, and I say that because it has the carbon fiber inserts places, the piping color everywhere. It has like a cockpit feel up here with the gauges and the way that the steering wheel sits. And then you have the RT logos on the seats all the way around. The suede headliner. Just those sporty touches that you see everywhere on the vehicle. Over here are the headlights. All your controls for your dashboard up there are controlled through the buttons there. So you can kind of change things this way. Over here is your home screen with all of your different buttons for your different dedicated items. So your CarPlay is connected up there, your navigation screen is down here, and then your iPhone your phone is connected over here. All these different bars down here give you the different apps, different selections you can make throughout the screens, and by swiping, scrolling, media there, comfort there. But you can also come down here for the comfort as well. Media, home, there's all your stuff. Down here, charging port or charging pad for your phone, and then your 2 USBs that are actually both USBs, if you can see. Both of them are down there. Regular hammer style shifter, grab onto that thing, throw it in gear. Cup holder, glove box. Seating over here, you have another charging port down there, the Harman Kardon sound system. The seats, let's take a look in the back seat. All right, so we're in the back seat of the Durango. Notice similar style on the door. We have the piping the leather, the plastic, the carbon fiber look. In here, we have our headphones for our TVs that are in the back. You can plug things in down here, USBs, your 115 volt outlet for your laptops and things like that, or your DVD players or whatever you're gonna play on. There's your connections here as well. And it's pretty comfortable and pretty luxurious back here. I mean, my kids spent a whole weekend dealing with this, and they seem to not have a problem. I did have to bring the seats up back there to fit some more hockey bags back there, but let's take a look at that while we're talking about it. All the HVAC controls are through there for the rear seats, and this is how they get their air back here, as well as down there. Let's look in the back. Checking out the back, hit the button, listen to that thing rumble. And then here we are with some storage, big hockey bag, backpack. You can fit two of those side by side, and you can fit two on top of them as well back here. So it's a pretty big surface. All this area back here as well, this is where the seat folds up. So you grab onto that, and you lift it up with one hand, and there you go. There's your seat. Not too bad. Put it back down. You just lift that up, push it back down, put something on top of it to make it flat. Down here you have some storage. Pretty big back area. And just for some size, there's a backpack, and that's pretty much how big, when the seat's up, that's how big it's gonna be. Let's go for. So one more aspect inside here that I want to go over real quick are these buttons right here. And each one is set up for a different purpose. You have your track mode, your sport mode, your towing, and your snow. Over on this side is the eco. You can turn it off. Parking assistance, lane part departure, and your traction control. Now, when I drove in the snow this weekend, I absolutely used the snow button, and it made the four-wheel drive react differently to those conditions. And this is on every day in the wintertime. But I wanted to make sure I went over this before. So I want to go over a couple pros and cons real quick while we're driving. And it's kind of difficult to find differences in this vehicle because this is a very niche vehicle. You're not buying an RT Durango to go off-roading or to go places where there's lots and lots of snow, stuff like that. Like, a Durango is definitely an off-road SUV vehicle. That's how it was built. And then you get the RT version, SRT, you know, Hellcat, all that stuff as you go up the ladder that are more and more performance track variants. But this is like this true V8. This is what started it all, basically. And so it's hard to like pick apart a vehicle that's made for such a specific thing, is what I'm trying to say. But I guess my opinion is the RT is a great 3-season vehicle. And if you don't drive it in a lot of snow, like I did this week, then you don't have any problems. It's four-wheel drive, it's all-wheel drive. It's going to go through snow for the most part anytime. Like the majority of the snow that I drove in was fine. The car behaved itself, and it was fine. I had traction all the time. When I got into some deep snow drifts and areas that the snow had built up really high, any car is going to have trouble with that. But that point aside, really good braking, really good acceleration, really great handling, especially on the highway at highway speeds. Very stable, fun to drive vehicle. I mean, you can't go wrong with a V8 engine, all-wheel drive, a vehicle of this weight. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's like the ultimate hockey dad SUV. So cons, and when I say cons, I just mean things that are like not, the public wouldn't love. And so con on this one would be, a downside on this one would be rough ride, stiff handling, loud exhaust, like the stuff that would annoy a normal person that's not a gearhead like me. and you guys, that stuff is probably the con in this vehicle. I mean, it's a performance SUV. It's got a big loud V8, so people are not going to like that if they don't want that, but they're not going to buy it. So I think you understand what I'm saying. So again, you know what this is, right? This is it's a beefy hockey dad, sports dad, mom, sports family SUV that can take all your stuff and all your kids and all your people and take them to whatever sport, whatever event they need to go to, and you can go fast and you can go aggressive and you can drive, you know, around bends real fast, and it has a cool exhaust and it has lots of cool tech inside, right? And it looks cool on the outside as well. So like you have all this stuff. So like I think it's a cool SUV, right? Dodge Durango RT, thumbs up, Car Dad Bill, real cars, real people, real life. Subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next time. You know what sound doesn't get old? That sound.